And we're live. Hello, everybody. You're going to want to pay attention to this. You're going to listen to this. Really want you to, especially a woman, really listen to this. I'm sounding the alarm. So, this title today, the title of this short is called the Ultimate Cost for the Modern Women Who Lost Their Femininity. Now, why you should listen to me? My name is Attendees. I'm a relationship coach. I've been doing this since 2006, my entire life. I've been trying to decode the dynamics between men and women. I think it's fascinating, the human condition. Trying to manage my life and my life altogether. I'm married 30 years to a beautiful woman, so I know what I'm talking about. I've been there, I've done it, and I trained with 5 masters. So you should probably consider what I have to say. But it's not sexy, right? We live in a culture where it says "Go girl, boss babe, strong, independent, and powerful." Right? Don't take no crap from no man. Man, da, 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 da. So there's a real danger in that. There's a real danger in that, and this is what most of the women are blind to, I think. First off, strong, independent, and powerful is masculine as hell. Masculine men are not interested in masculine women. Hunters don't date hunters. Straight up, that's just how it goes. This is nature. By the way, I teach nature and science with psychology, not my opinion. So the more strong and independent you are, the more you're signaling to men that uh, they're useless. Now, some of you don't care about this. I get it, but I'm going to take it to the ultimate cost. So you want to pay attention, right? But part of the ways that men push back on that paradigm of go girl, boss babe, strong independent is that as you become strong independent, all the masculine qualities that you don't like in men, you throw at us. Combative, disagreeable, disrespectful, and trying to control him and everything. This is what you blame men for doing that you don't like. Just saying. So flipping the script does not make you right. Flipping the script doesn't make you going to get on top of him. Because any self-respecting man will just gladly walk away from you or walk you out the door. Won't stand for it. So we know it doesn't work. Okay, interesting. But the cost, what's the cost of living, in the masculine paradigm constantly as a woman? Ultimately, again, I have statistics. I'm a king of statistics. I'll give you some numbers that are going to frighten you. That the ultimate cost as a woman is to end up lonely, single, childless, and ultimately, possibly sick. Do I have your attention? Again, not my opinion. So here's some statistics you love or you hate. That in this culture of strong independent, and women are so proud of their strength and independence, but they're so men find that so irritating, so off-putting, so not interesting. These are the numbers. These are the numbers. The new statistics: 60% of young men between the age of 18 and 32 are not interested in trying to create a relationship with you, ladies. Not interested in women at all. Don't want the drama. Don't want the crap. Don't want the disagreeableness. Don't want the combativeness. They don't want the fighting. The men like peace, and being combative does not bring in peace. So these guys aren't interested in you. They'll just come around to have some fun, but they want nothing else much to do with you. That's tragic in my world. That's not the way it's supposed to be. But this is how men respond to this cultural crap. Strong independent. All right. Get this, more statistic you're not gonna like. By 2030, we're talking about 6 years ish. These are research by Morgan Stanley, who are banking. These are bankers who are looking for future trends to see what to refer their clients into putting investments and money into so that the next trend makes money, right? So these are bankers. These are not politicians. So there's no politics involved here. It's just numbers. So their research shows that by 2030 ish, as in 2030 to 2035, about 50% of all women in the United States will be single and childless between the age of 25 and 45. 50%. Now, you know, consider that about 10% of women in life truly, 10% of women choose not to have children, and they shouldn't because they don't want them, right? Like, beautiful, like, be clear. The other 10% of women who don't have kids is because there's some kind of physical sickness, or they're not fertile, their body doesn't, whatever. So there's medical problems. These are statistics. That means that 80% of the women in our world who are childless have gotten there unintentionally. So how did that work, right? Again, just think this through. I'm not trying to be an ass. I'm just trying to explain to you, right, and sound the alarm on what you don't want to happen to you if you're a young woman in this culture. Uh, what happens is most of these women, the 80% who end up with no kids and typically no relationship, not the relationships that they want anyway, what happened is they're typically very high achieving, they have advanced degrees, and they've been successful in their 20s and 30s, right? They step into man mode, they went into go girl, pushing through career, fantastic. But then all of a sudden, childless and single, per the statistics, Morgan Stanley. So part of that is to be high achieving and successful takes time. So by the time you think you're ready to settle, look for love, it's too late. It's too late. Consider that after the age of 35, pregnancy is considered geriatric pregnancy. After 35, things go right radically over the age of 35. Radically. Miscarriages, birth defects, and the inability to get pregnant, period. Your eggs are degraded. They're literally old, even though you don't think you are, but right? And missing the boat, 80% of women. Yeah, I think it's tragic. So, and I think that on its own is dramatically tragic. I think it's a terrible thing because I understand through my work that ultimately career and money does make women happy. What makes women happy is the connections they have around them, the relationships of all the relationships around them. They're working, they're feeling connected and healthy. That makes a woman happy. So it's on the other side of your 30s, seemingly, that women kind of hit the wall and realize that they want companionship, they want relationships, they wanted children, even though they didn't really think about it. But now, da, 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 right? So, but the worst part of it is that being in man mode, being in masculine for decades, there's a lot of statistic on this, and I'm just going to tell you, we now call this in the field, being in man mode for 20, 30 years, we call that cancer training. And if you pay attention out there, ask your friends, look at the world around you, look at the older women who have been boss babes and pushing and career driven for 20, 25 years. Look at the numbers. Watch the destruction of their own bodies. And there's pretty good reasons for this. I don't want to start here. I don't want to teach you anything like this, but the ultimate cost is to your health and your well-being. But understand, if you're doesn't matter how much money you have, if you're sick, life is miserable, right? I had one client at 32 years old, burn out from being entrepreneur woman at 32. She woke up one morning and she could feel her hands from the elbows down. Completely numb, can't control her fingers, completely numb. Nothing's working. Freaking out, she thought she was dying. She went to the doctor and they said, no, there's nothing wrong with you, really. They checked her blood, they checked her hormones, all that stuff. They say, the good news is you're not sick. The bad news is you're completely burnt out. Your nervous system is fried. What have you been doing? Phosphate, 32 years old. So she had to change and pull back her lifestyle in order to survive her lifestyle. So My own sister, who was in the financial system, is walking around with two lungs from another person because of her lifestyle. Her lungs gave in, and nobody. There was two reasons why you have a lung disease. One is they know why. The other one is they don't know why. They don't know why. Part is stress, anxiety, cortisol, adrenaline in the bloodstream. So, ultimate price could be your health, your long-term health, and even longevity of your life. I want you to think this through. I don't want you to be statistic. I don't want you to be like my sister. I don't want you to end up alone without children and companionship because you didn't think it through or you didn't ask the question. So I would suggest you ask the ladies who are older in that position and ask them if they would do the same if they had to. I have a few around me who would tell you exactly what I'm saying. Please don't do it. There's another way, more traditional, with men in love in relationships. All right, now I'm preaching, but I'm just here to sound the alarm. I'm on your side completely. I'm not trying to make you feel bad. I'm trying to maybe scare you a little bit, scare you straight, right? And I'm not talking about going back to the 50s. There's a modern way to do relationships and love and life that is more congruent with being a woman into your femininity that brings you all the joy, the good feelings, the well-being, and all the stuff that makes you radiate, and then that pulls men into wanting to provide and protect you. Nature at its best. Flip the script, the price to pay, I don't think you want it. Okay, I'm done. I'll see you on the next one.